Hi, I'm Desiree and you're watching RADR Africa.
Hi, I'm Vanessa. Sometimes I like to call myself Groovy because I want everyone else to call me Groovy. I am the creative director of Newsy. Here to talk about my Valentines or Galentine's collection, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Hey guys, I'm Lolu and I'm a fashion designer and the creative director of Vanguard, an androgynous brand based in Lagos, Nigeria.
I think love to me, actually people say, when people ask this they think it's cheesy, but it's really not, because everybody likes, most people, well, I would like to think that most people like love and want to be loved. Love to me is, I think, safety and comfort, being with somebody or having someone in your life that lets you be your most authentic self, someone who gives you peace, someone who looks out for you, is patient with you, understands you, and is kind. It does sound like it's getting a bit biblical, but someone who's basically someone who's there for you, someone who you know that, come rain or shine, you can always count on that person. That is what love is to me.
What does love mean to me? I think for me, love is a deep feeling towards someone or something. Personally, I think love has to be unconditional. For me, I think love has to be unconditional. And then when you're in love, I think you have to be vulnerable. You have to set limitations and expectations below the bar, because you don't know who will fuck up anytime, basically. So yeah.
Love is loyalty, love is respect. It is safety. It is a place where you feel most alive. Love is God, and God is love.
I'll say when I was 3 years old, because my mom was not a stay-at-home person, basically. So anytime she came back from work or wherever she had to be, I think she always enticed me with clothes. And she said, oh yeah, Toby, go and change. Okay, come and perform for me. And then wear these clothes and then act like the world is your wrong way. So I started as a model, till I found out I was short. So I had to change my direction. So it was like every time I always had to wear new clothes, walk around, and I just fell in love with fashion that way.
In my mother's womb, literally my mother's womb, because she used to cut and I was in her room and I came out doing fashion. So yeah.
I feel like everyone has the same corny story of when they were. I know I definitely used to make clothes for my Barbies. I think the first time I was aware of fashion, so to speak, was I had opened a Times magazine. I can't remember what year this was. I know I was very young, and Versace had just been shot, and I asked my mom, I was like, oh, who's that? And she's like, oh, he's a designer and he was killed by someone. I was like, oh, what's a designer? She's like, oh, that's someone who makes clothes. And that sounds very fucking morbid, but I was a child, and that was my introduction into like what fashion and fashion designers were, so to speak. I would try and ask my parents. Obviously we don't have Instagram, they're all the resources that we have now, but I would try and ask my dad. I'm like, oh, who's this? If I saw perfume, I'm like, oh, who's Chanel, who's this, who's that? By the time I finished, I think secondary school, finished A-levels, I did have a bit of an idea that I wanted to go into fashion, but did not chase it immediately. I did my undergrad in something else, but by the time I finished my undergrad, it had literally like soaked deep into me, and I knew that, okay, fashion was something that I wanted to do for sure. So I went to the London College of Fashion, and that was the beginning of my proper journey. Yeah.
I guess like just going fabric shopping and falling in love with a fabric and seeing what comes out of that. Like I feel like that is what. And then the names of most of my pieces are named after friends and family that I love or that support me the most. So yeah, that's how it defines my pieces.
Okay.
Fun.
A whole lot of ways. I feel like for all my pieces, I'm always thinking of someone. Based on my last collection, Shadi, my mom passed away, so I named it after her. And then for every piece, it felt like I used names of close people to me, like Zita. So many people inspire me. So it's like when I'm making something, I'm thinking of this person. So it just works for me that way. It just works for me. Yeah.
Collection that we just did now for the Valentines. I did fashion it against two twin sisters. I put the details on the page. Ayode and Ayodola. I love them very much. I love their relationship. They're both so different, but still quite the same. So I did make, so because they're twins, I had them in looks that were identical. But then I also decided to design something that wasn't exactly the same. There's a linen shirt and skirt set and a linen dress. So it was like a, we're complementing each other. We're not quite the same, but we still flow and we still like go together. So I would say for this particular collection, that was what I had in mind. For other ones, I don't think I've ever put love as a factor. But this particular one, because I did it to fashion against them, they were the muses for this collection. So it was very much premised on the love they have for themselves as sisters. Most of my collections it depends on my mood. I think some are inspired by ease, some are inspired by sex appeal. I think the last one, I did have a lot of like short stuff. I was in a very frustrated space because there was Corona. I wanted to go to the club, I wanted to shake my ass, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make something for when I get out. I have like tiny mini dresses. I have like low cut top dresses, skirts. I have mesh dresses. I did shoot in the mesh dress the other day that it was see-through, but in the picture it's not going to show that it's see-through. But it was just like, the whole sex scene, I can be a bad bitch type of thing. But most times I would say it's based on ease and comfort. I like to wear easy stuff.
My go-to piece would be the Desiree dress, which I'm wearing at the moment, because of the way it came about. It literally came about from love. Like, that's just how to put it.
This is a very good and bad story. But like, I think my Kaisan piece is my go-to piece.
Why?
Because I used to have a best friend, yeah? And then I stayed over at this person's house, and it was just like, I made the best piece. And I said, okay, pick any piece you want, right? And I'm going to name it after you. And then they were like, okay, I want this piece. And then that was the hardest, I think that was the hardest piece to go through, because I couldn't make some things there, and then I just had to do it, and then I think it came out well. I think that's my best piece, yes, the Kaisan piece.
The go-to piece, I would think, okay, so the one, I just released the Valentines or whatever collection yesterday. My go-to piece from that would be the pleated skirt and shirt set. It's the most me. I did also shoot that. I never shoot myself in my stuff. I decided to do that this time because, hey, I love myself, so why the fuck not? I think that would be my go-to piece. I feel like I have, even though it was unreleased up until yesterday, I have worn it quite a few times. And I actually did not make it to sell, which is weird. It should have been an obvious thing. I was experimenting in the house or whatever. I was like, oh, let me try and make something that I could just wear and see how it looks. I have this pleated fabric or whatever, and it worked. So I would say, since I did actually originally make that for myself, that would be my go-to piece.
I think it has to be my multicolored pants, the custom multicolored pants, yes. Yeah.
Oh God, I know I say this. I feel like I've been asked this question a few times, and I always say the same thing. But my most loved piece would be my slippers, which I'm wearing now, but it's not in the frame. From Kenneth Ize. Not just because he's like my husband, but because he's super talented and they're very comfortable, and I wear them all the time. But I'm going to throw in an honorary mention, Abiola Ulushola. I have like 2 dresses from her. One is like a beige linen situation. I've worn it once. I do want to wear it a couple more times, but I'm waiting for Corona to be done because the dress is so perfect. I don't care if I have to fucking wait till next year. Probably wear it again like mid-year, but I think those are my 2 favorite designers, and they're both Nigerian. You should check them out on Instagram.
An oversized t-shirt, sweatpants, or pajamas.
If love was an outfit, what would it be? A baggy t-shirt. Yeah, baggy t-shirt. Comfortable, relaxed. You can, you know, it could fit in so many different situations. A white baggy t-shirt is adaptable, I would say, which is how I like my love to somewhat be. I mean, I don't like surprises from people that I'm in love with, but it would be nice if I surprised somebody for them to adapt to my surprises. I would say yeah, so I would settle on the white t-shirt, yeah. Using my
I think it has to be Rihanna's Saint Laurent fur coat jacket. The love, that love one. That's the only thing I think about.
A wedding dress. I don't know. Probably, I don't know.
Kenneth Ize and Abiola Obishola. I love them so much. My favorite Nigerian designers. And also Andrea Ayama. I love Andrea Ayama. So I don't know if I was supposed to say 1, 2, or 3, but I'm gonna say 3. Kenneth Ize, Abiola, Andrea Ayama.
I love Wako Maria. I love Orange Culture. I love Sisiano. I love Lisa Folario. I love Heliot Lamille. I love Home Pleats by Isemiyake. Yeah. I have a whole lot. I probably won't stop. So I love Bangi Official too, yeah. I love Bangi Official too, yes.
Diola Sego, Andrea Yama, Lisa Folario, Makio, Clan, Fuche, Bloke, Onalaja, Studio Bonita, Rendo, Kai, John and Joanne, Ora Lagos.